Snow pressed itself against the cafe windows like a cold reminder of everything she had lost, and as she sat alone at a table set for two, staring at the untouched cup of coffee across from her, she realized that rejection could feel louder than silence on Christmas week. Her blind date had never arrived. No apology, no explanation, just an empty chair and the soft glow of holiday lights mocking her hope. She had worn her best coat, brushed her hair with care, and allowed herself, just for one evening, to believe that life might finally be turning gentle again. Instead, she felt that familiar ache settle in her chest, the one that whispered she was easy to leave and hard to choose. Before the story continues, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and quiet miracles that happen when we least expect them, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel The Thread of Kindness. Your support helps stories like this reach hearts that are still waiting to heal. She gathered her things slowly, trying to leave with dignity, but the truth was heavier than her handbag. Her name was Clara, and life had taught her how to endure disappointment with a practiced smile. Years earlier, she had lost her fiancé in a sudden accident, and with him went her plans for a family, a home filled with laughter, and children she had already named in her heart. After that loss came smaller rejections that still cut deeply, failed relationships, job instability, and the quiet but constant reminder that time was moving forward without her dreams. This blind date had been arranged by a well-meaning coworker who promised that sometimes Christmas brought unexpected blessings. Clara had believed it because believing felt easier than giving up completely. Outside, the city glimmered with holiday cheer. Couples walked hand in hand, parents tugged laughing children along sidewalks, and shop windows glowed with warmth. Clara stepped into the cold air, blinking back tears, when a small moment disrupted her practiced loneliness. Near the cafe entrance stood a man struggling to manage two identical little girls bundled in oversized winter coats. They were twins, no older than 4, with rosy cheeks and curious eyes that took in everything. The man looked exhausted, his shoulders heavy, his smile worn thin by responsibility and grief he didn't speak out loud. He was a widower, though Clara did not know that yet, and Christmas had been a season of survival since his wife passed away 2 years earlier, leaving him alone with twin daughters and a heart still learning how to function. The twins noticed Clara before she noticed them fully. Children had a way of seeing people beyond appearances, sensing the quiet ache adults tried to hide. Clara bent down instinctively to help when one of the girls dropped a mitten, and in that small act, something fragile shifted. The twins stared at her with open wonder, unburdened by judgment or expectation. They saw her soft eyes, her gentle movements, and the sadness she carried like a secret. In their world, love was something you reached for without fear, and loss was something you tried to fix with closeness. What happened next felt less like coincidence and more like fate threading broken pieces together. The girls clung to Clara with sudden trust, wrapping their small arms around her coat as if she belonged there, as if they had been waiting for her. Their father stood frozen, unsure whether to apologize or intervene, but something in Clara's expression stopped him. Her eyes filled with tears that surprised even her, not of pain this time, but of recognition. She had always dreamed of being needed like this, of being chosen not for perfection, but for presence. Life did not change instantly that night. There was no grand declaration or fairy tale ending wrapped in tinsel. Instead, there was conversation, shared warmth, and an invitation to sit together for hot chocolate when the cold grew too sharp. Clara learned that the man's name was Daniel, that he worked 2 jobs to keep life steady for his daughters, and that grief had made him cautious, not cold. Daniel learned that Clara was stronger than she looked, that she had survived heartbreak without hardening her heart, and that her loneliness matched his in ways that felt strangely comforting. Over the following weeks, their paths crossed again and again, sometimes intentionally, sometimes by chance. Clara found herself slowly woven into the twins' routines, helping with art projects, listening to bedtime stories, and discovering that love could arrive in unexpected forms. Yet fear lingered. Clara worried she was filling a space that could disappear at any moment. Daniel worried about letting someone close enough to hurt his children if things fell apart. Trust did not come easily to any of them, and the weight of past losses often threatened to pull them back into isolation. The true challenge came when Clara nearly walked away, convinced she was only a temporary comfort, a holiday distraction. Old wounds whispered that she did not belong, that rejection was inevitable. But something deeper held her there, the memory of being chosen without conditions by two little girls who saw her as safety and warmth. Slowly, with patience and honesty, Daniel and Clara allowed their guarded hearts to open. Love grew not from sparks, but from shared mornings, quiet resilience, and the courage to stay. By the next Christmas, the house no longer echoed with absence. It breathed with life. Clara stood in a kitchen filled with laughter, watching the twins decorate cookies while Daniel wrapped presents nearby. The pain of the past had not vanished, but it had softened, transformed into gratitude for the road that led them together. Clara understood then that rejection had not been the end of her story. It had been the path that led her to the family she was meant to find. As this story comes close to your heart, please take a moment to comment below and share what part touched you the most. Your words might be the light someone else needs today. And if this story moved you, if it reminded you that love can find us even after loss and disappointment, please like, share, and engage with this video. Your support keeps stories of hope alive, and together, we continue weaving the thread of kindness through the world.